Hello, welcome to the Library Lounge for your New Orleans cocktail show, Best Cocktails in New Orleans, produced by Keith Marcellak, presented in cooperation with NOLA.com and the Ritz-Carlton New Orleans. I'm Chris McMillian, and I'll be your bartender today. Today's a very special day for me. This is my last day in the Library Lounge, and I wanted to celebrate that by closing out the Library Lounge segment of our Best Cocktails in New Orleans show by doing my favorite gin, the Mint Julep. It's a little out of season at this point, and yet it plays such an essential role in the history and evolution of American cocktails. If you ask most people what the Americans' great contribution to the drinking world would be, it would be the martini. However, what the martini was to the 20th century, the Mint Julep was to the 19th century. And its role as a universal ambassador for the American stuff, what came to be known around the world as American drinks, is unparalleled in modern drinking history. On a personal note, I wanted to just take a moment to say thank you to all the wonderful friends and guests who I've served here over the past 7 years before and after Katrina. Thank you. It's been really grand. The julep has its origins in ancient Persia, and originally what is said to have translated from gulab, which means rosewater. I don't know if you've ever been to a Middle Eastern restaurant and had what they call Lebanese iced tea, which is a rosewater flavored tea with pine nuts on it, but it's very similar to the original concept. Over time it evolved and came to be understood as a flavored syrup that was typically used for the basis for medicine. But juleps were written about by Milton as early as the 17th century in Comus, and described as that cordial julep, as a thing of beauty even at that time, and became a alcoholic beverage defined as mint, sugar, spirit by the beginning of the 19th century. But it maintained this dual meaning of a basis for the delivery for medicine and as a beverage for pleasure and recreation all throughout the 19th century. I'm going to perform, I collect things about drinks and drinking, and in all the years that I've been doing that, I've come across one thing that I find to be one of the most lovely things that I've ever encountered written about alcohol, and has come to symbolize and express everything that I find beautiful and pleasant in drinks and drinking, and this drink embodies it. I want to say just a couple of things about the preparation of the drink before I get started. One is the traditional silver cup. Metal acts as a conductor. Glass acts as an insulator. So the cooling of a drink is the physics of heat transfer. When you have the metal, it conducts the heat in the spirit through the metal to the exterior of the glass and causes condensation and actually creates a frost on the exterior of the cup, making it colder and therefore the drink more pleasant to drink. The second thing is the actual use of mint, and you'll see this with the mojito also. Bartenders believe that we've all seen that commercial of the bartender in the room muddling the mint and the mojito with the band playing and the party going on to the beat of the rhythm of his muddling. And bartenders believe that by showing you their muddling technique, it shows their skill as a bartender. But one of the things that you have to learn about mint is that it's very delicate, and it doesn't require that you pulverize it. You can take one leaf and just barely rub it and release the beautiful fragrance and essence of the oil in the leaf. However, if you take an equal leaf and crush it and pulverize it, it will release bitter flavors, which you often see in the mojito. This is chlorophyll in the plant, and you release that vegetal matter, so you're not trying to crush the mint. I'm fixing to recite a little bit of prose along with the preparation of this drink. It was written by Joshua Sule Smith, who was a Kentucky colonel and journalist, and he published this originally in the Lexington Herald in the 1880s. Then comes the zenith of man's pleasure. Then comes the julep, the mint julep. Who has not tasted one has lived in vain. The honey of Hymettus brought no such solace to the soul. The nectar of the gods is tame beside it. It is the very dream of drinks, the vision of sweet quaffings. The bourbon and the mint are lovers. In the same land they live, and on the same food are they fostered. The mint dips its infant leaf into the same stream that makes the bourbon what it is. The corn grows the level lands through which the small streams meander. By the brook side, the mint grows. As little wavelets pass, they glide up to kiss the feet of the growing mint. It bends to salute them. Gracious and kind it is, living only for the sake of others. The crushing of it only makes its sweetness more apparent. Like a woman's heart, it gives its sweetest aroma when bruised. Among the first to greet the spring, it comes. Beside the curling brook that makes music in the pastures, it lives and thrives. When the bluegrass begins to shoot its gentle sprays towards the sun, mint comes, and its sweetest soul drinks at the crystal brook. It is virgin then, but soon it must be married to old bourbon. His great heart, his warmth of temperament, and that affinity which no one understands demand the wedding. How shall it be? Take from the cold spring some water pure as angels are, and mix it with sugar till it seems like oil. Then take a glass and crush your mint within it with a spoon. Crush it around the borders of the glass and leave no place untouched. Then throw the mint away. It is a sacrifice. Fill with cracked ice the glass and pour in the quantity of bourbon which you want. It trickles slowly through the ice. Let it have time to cool. Then pour your sugared water over it. No spoon is needed, no stirring allowed. Then place sprigs of mint around the brim so that the one who drinks may find a taste and an odor at one draught. When it is made, sip it slowly. August suns are shining. The breath of the south wind is upon you. It is fragrant, cold, and sweet. It is seductive. No maiden's kiss is tenderer or more refreshing. No maiden's touch could be more passionate. Sip it and dream. You cannot dream amiss. Sip it and dream. It is a dream itself. No other land gives such sweet solace for your cares. No other liquor soothes you so in melancholy days. Sip it and say, there is no solace for the soul, no tonic for the body, like old bourbon whiskey. Cheers to you from the Library Lounge.